Hey guys, we're just tuning into the YouTube channel. Sorry about that. Um, I like seeing her as a core and a support in both in any game, but I'm not sure what they'll run it for. They have the option to pick up a Shadow Demon Bane, whatever you want to combo with her if they want to go roaming supports or whatnot. Um, Sheever's Guard actually banned out the Silencer and the Omni Knight, two heroes that I think are really good at shutting down the Terrorblade. Omni, sorry, Silencer with his global can stop the Terrorblade from getting off a crucial sunder when he's low, or just disarming him during the fight with Last Word, or silencing him with Last Word. And then just Terrorblade's very susceptible to Silencer in general, with the glaives going through his all his massive armor, which he relies on to stay alive early, and then the Omni's pure damage as well. The attack speed slow is just hard to deal with. Guardian Angel though has got to be the big one. You hit R and Terrorblade literally can't do a thing, so it's going to be tough. Tidehunter, I think, is a solid pick up against Terrorblade for that reason as well. Don't push band out Skywrath Mage and the Ogre Magi though. Forgot to mention that. So just heroes they probably don't want to deal with. I like the Pudge pick. Very ballsy. A lot of fun to watch. And we'll like to see how that goes. So with the Pudge, that means Tide will be in the off lane, and Ron is either going to be a safe lane farmer or a roaming support. And they haven't shown what they're going to do yet. And so Sheever's Guard can try and ban pick them in some, like, with this next pickup for them as well. They go with Avenge, so solid hero. Ban pick them or try and ban it out in the last phase. Then I like the Venge is also a really good counter pick to the Pudge. So you got two ways to stop the Dismember once it goes off. If Pudge goes BKB, you swap it, or before that you can Magic Missile it. Not to mention you can Nether swap somebody out of the BKB, out of the Dismember as well. So once Venge is max or is level 16, or even level 11, most Pudge you're not going to get the 1300 unit range hook, and even by then Nether swap, you'll have enough time to react with Nether swap and get there and save the person a lot of damage, or just being that far out of position. Sorry guys, just typing to the stream real quick. Poochied that pretty bad. Not my. I apologize. Luna picked up again by Don't Push. So this is going to be a support Mirana. Kind of showing the cards here a bit though. I think they should have. I think they should have waited on picking the Luna. I mean, it's not a huge deal, and Luna's a fairly hard hero to counter, especially when you have this Tidehunter and this Pudge who can just sit in front and really deter people from going at the Luna. Not to mention they can create a lot of space. A good Pudge roaming around with a +1, like the Mirana even, can really mess with a team. They counterpick with a Razor, so trying to steal that damage. That'll probably be their mid lane as well. Imagine Jakiro will be a support and Venge will be a support as well. Final bans coming out here. I think I want to see. Don't push. I want to see them ban the Timbersaw. Luna's really weak to magical burst. She doesn't have the biggest health pool. I mean, she does like to build the BKB, but it's usually a second or so item, not a first item. At least you usually don't want to go first item BKB, but I think Timbersaw would be a good ban. They go with a Centaur, so same idea. It's an offlaner. Can really screw with them as well. Blink Stomp the Pudge, initiate or get out with the Stampede. Sheever's Guard, I think they should probably ban the Shadow Demon or the Bane. I mean, they can only ban one, so I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up the other. But it'll just be, it's not a super sneaky strat, but it's a very effective one, even if it's somewhat obvious. And there's not a lot that they can do about it. They have Avenge, who's an okay defensive support early, but Jakiro is fairly aggressive. I mean, they could always ban one, pick one, right? But that's be a little next level. And I'm not sure if any of those heroes would really work too well into the draft for them, because they need an offlaner, not another support. Unless they really wanted to go an aggressive tri-lane with a Jakiro Venge +1, would be something they could run as well. But I imagine they're going to burn up a fair bit of their reserve time trying to figure out what to go with next. And so on. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. As far, I still think a Timbersaw would be a good support for them. Can really chew through the Pudge and the Tidehunter. They ban out the Bane. Okay, so they banned out one. We'll have to see. Don't push. See what they grab here. But for Sheever's Guard, if they get that Timber, because it's another hero that can actually chase the Mirana, even if she leaps somewhere, can follow her around, can really harass. Okay, so next level Pudge Mirana supports, I guess, unless they're doing something incredibly next level and they're gonna time the stun with the Astral Imprisonment. The Sheever's Guard is gonna be so confused right now. They're gonna be like, well then. Not to mention, I don't know how OD does it up against Razor in the mid. At least that's what I'm assuming is gonna be there. You should do all right. Steal his mana. Razor doesn't have that great mana gain, or sorry, intelligence gain. So OD will be able to prevent him from plasma fielding down the creep waves and harassing with it. Static Link is so cheap though. He's always gonna have mana for that, and you can't really defensive Astral because Static Link will still steal through the Astral. So you have to always aggressively Astral the Razor and then just run away from him, which I mean is alright, but it's just... Oop. Whoopsies. It's not something you maybe necessarily want to do all the time. Oh, sorry, I had some sound coming through from a speaker I didn't know was open. My bad.
10 seconds to go.
Like you said, yeah, and there's the Timbersaw. So, a good pick. I'm a fan of it. They have a fair bit of lockdown for it, but at the same time, it's so effective. If he in a fight, he can zip around a little bit. He can do a fair bit of damage. So we'll have to see what how they decide to lane this. Like I said, I think it's going to be roaming Pudge, Mirana, and then Jakiro and Venge. One of them's going to sit in the lane, the other one's going to stack and pull. Razor in the mid lane, Timber in the off. They'll be up against a Tidehunter. Jakiro's actually really good up against harassing a Tide with Liquid Fire. It can really, really mess with them. And we're going to quickly run through the teams. So on the side of Don't Push, on a very stylish Mirana, we have Red Baron. On an Outworld Devourer, we have Rar, the American, apparently. On the Tidehunter, we've got Desktop. I think there's those are bad words that are kind of changed. What do we have next? The Luna, who I saw, again, also very stylish. That's a Mock, that would be their captain, and I clicked on the tower and can't unclick it. God, there's the Pudge, General Tau, with a very aggressive-looking Pudge set. Next, we've got Timbersaw on the side of Sheever's Guard. He's going to be in the off lane. He's got that, what is that? That's the Ice set. That's cool. Then Razor being held by Fearboner. I didn't say the Timbersaw's name. That's Salt Warrior. Terribly sorry. We've got Catterday yet. We've got a Chiver. Excellent. Sexy Hick on the Venge. Sorry. Catterday yet was the Terrorblade. And Scared White Ninja is on the Jakiro. And their heroes are all ugly. So, I mean, that's pretty much GG. Oh, Tide doesn't have Squiddles. Never mind. They DP lost. Okay. So we got some quick wards out early. They've got a nice one up. Well, I'm sorry, a nice one down here. This one might be fairly easy to de-ward, though. It's really obvious when you have this ward, as you'll back up so early and whatnot. Red Baron does get a haste rune here. I think that'd be better on the Pudge. Rot and run at them, buddy. Rot and run, rot and run. I missed what was going on up top. Either way. So, like, the lanes are shaping up pretty much how I thought they would. No real surprises other than this Pudge. Whatever. Other than the OD pick at the end. Wasn't ready for that. But Tidehunter's, like I said, he's going to be zoned back fairly effectively by the Jakiro. Yeah, doesn't want to get hit by that Liquid Fire. He's only got 3 sets of tangos and no salve, so he doesn't have all that much regen. Well, 6 tangos on this Venge. Going to keep this Terrorblade in the lane forever. Bottom lane, Amok. Fairly standard Luna build. And then this Mirana. Fort Mirana. That did go boots first, and so did the Pudge. Oh, oh, this is next level. This is some next level shit here. I've done this with Rubik. Oh, it went the wrong way! He didn't keep it aggroed. Oh, poor guy. That's got to be frustrating. With Rubik, you want to do it here. and you chop down these trees, and you pull the creep up like this. You can't see my arrow. And it'll run back down like this, out this way, rather than going up over here. So, it's all good. No big deal. DP Rar, how's he doing in the lane? We'll take a look at last hits here. So he's stolen 3 charges, and Razor has no mana for Plasma Field. That's what we want. Catterday is leading the last hit chart, but he is tied with the OD. Next we've got Amok on the Luna. Not surprisingly, the Timbersaw and the Tide are having a very tough time. Timbersaw would have been zoned back pretty hard by the threat of the Mirana with that haste rune early, and he has picked up level 2, so he's doing alright. How's Tide doing? Oh, I thought I clicked on Tide. So Timbersaw's getting more levels than the Tide, but that's to be expected as he has a much better escape mechanism. And I think this Tide's they're gonna have to do some stacks for this Tide, really get him caught back up here in a little bit. OD's dropping low. Okay, throws out an imprisonment. This OD has a set of some sort as well. And Razor's gonna head top and get a rune. We've got a Mirana. Getting lots of pings coming here. Timbersaw knows where she is. She's gonna run right into this Razor. This could be bad. Razor's stuttering. Knows she's up there. Oh! A couple of right clicks. There's the latch. And fakes out the arrow and just leaps away. OD comes up, throws out the imprisonment. Arrow. Oh, it's gonna land! Nice combo coming out from them. DP Rar gets stunned up by the Venge. One more hit. There it is. Last hit. And first blood going the way of DP Rar on that OD. So, good hero. He's going to be able to get away. He's pretty hurt. Probably have to go back to the base. Oh, he's got bottle charges, and Mirana can give him a tango. He should be all right. So, nice plays coming out from them. Excellent teamwork from those two. Knowing that Red Baron could run that far away and time the arrow just right. It was a really nice gank. Or, wow, really nice sequence of events from a gank that kind of went not bad, but just didn't really happen, unfortunately. They're picking out the Tide. They want to go on him, but, I mean, he's soaked up. He's level 2 now. Interestingly enough, did start with the Stout Shield. I guess. I don't know. Because if the Stout Shield doesn't proc, you're going to get Kraken Shell. But I don't think it's... I don't know. If he's that worried about it, I think he... If he's building up that defensively, I think he should have been up trying to get hit more. Like, he hasn't used... Oh, my. OD. Is that the Razor doing that to you? Yeah, it must have been. Plasma Field's pretty low. Pudge is around. This Jungle Pudge, he did finally manage to get the creep wave off. And it is level 3. I don't even know how. I'm impressed. So they're gonna... This is gonna be a very large push, though. They got one creep wave here, another one there, and another one there. They're gonna... Oh, sorry. They're gonna want to push into this tower, I think, with this. Luna, do you have a... Turn on that Bassi and go. You've got way too many creeps for this Timbersaw to deal with. How many points in... He's only got 1 point in reactive armor. So he's gonna be... Start harassing him. Get him out of there. But I think it'll work out quite well for them. Luna's gonna have a hard time last hitting, and it is gonna really push into the tower. But I think they might have been able to take it if they kept the Mirana down here with the Pudge. But meanwhile, Mirana is sitting mid, so look, DPR does have that 3rd point up in Astral, so you got 3 seconds to get that arrow off. So it means you can go for a really long one. Move 700 units per second, and so 700 units is about from here to probably about here. So you can throw it from about that far away and after a half second, and the hero will come out of the imprisonment and get stunned instantly. So Pudge now level 4, gonna get that 2nd point up in Rot, and I want to see them go for this Timbersaw. He's got 3 points up in Chain now. All those creeps fed him a lot of experience. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they couldn't harass him back out of there. He got 2 levels from that. Ron's gonna be looking for that arrow though. Meanwhile, Tide, he's just kind of sitting up here soaking. Unfortunately, Jakir's coming in, just going to throw out a Liquid Fire. Ice Path's going to miss, just so, though. Don't know if that's a kill, but that's a lot of damage, and Tide would have had to go back to base. Last hits, though, Catterday is doing very well. He's up to 37 last hits, so nice on him. And he is literally rushing that Radiance. That is about as hard as you can rush the Radiance. Starting items plus a Quelling Blade. Maybe the Stout Shield, I'm not sure which he went for. But he realizes that this Tide's not coming up and pressuring him at all as long as his supports stay here, and they haven't really had to rotate anywhere because there's no pressure being applied anywhere else. Oh, that said, they are sitting here. But this ward probably saw them go. They probably know that they're there. We have an imprisonment, and a hook comes through, and he lands the hook. Unfortunately, though, he's taking the tower. He's taking too much damage. He gets linked up, though. The OD finishes him off, drops the hammer. Jakiro comes in. Ice Path is dodged, and they're going to look to take down this Jakiro. He's dropping fairly low. Gets imprisoned one more time. Are they going to look to set up an arrow? I don't see it coming. No, they're just going to back. Venge does finish off the Pudge with a magic missile, though, off to the side. But another nice gank, an excellent hook coming out from General Tao there on the Pudge. Oh, and he does a little dance, too. Look at that. Even though he's dead. So good for him. Nice job. Catterday still farming. Does he have a relic? Okay. What did he buy? No. Okay, so he bought Boots and Aquila. Decides that maybe farming straight for the Radiance isn't that good. Decides to go for some fighting items. And whatnot. General Tao is up here, though, and so is the Tide. Uh-oh, Catterday. You're dead. I think you're dead, and you just don't know it yet. There's going to be a Gush. Looking for it. There's the hook. Gets him during the Metamorphosis, but that's going to be an easy kill. Nice gank and rotation coming up from General Tao and Desktop, who has bad words there, I think. I read them in the lobby. They were bad words. Amok sitting down bottom. He is second on the chart, only 3 CS behind the Terrorblade, so he's doing very well as well. And he's gone for the early Morbid Mask, so he probably wants to farm. We'll see if he looks to turn that into a Dominator and stack the Ancients or a jungle camp of some sort and farm it up, or if he wants to go for a very aggressive early fighting build, like a Mask of Madness or something like that. Razor gets imprisoned up again. This OD has been doing quite well up against the Razor, able to steal a lot of the intelligence, so Razor can't really spam him with the Plasma Field, and not to mention his Arcane Orb is doing very well, because even if he gets some of his damage stolen, he's still going to hit very hard. Meanwhile, Jakiro is going to cancel out the Tide, hits him with an Ice Path. I don't think he's got any follow-up coming, though. No, none yet, just harassing him back. Emerson's going to find a Bounty Rune in the bottom. Amok, just farming away, see what he wants to go for. General Tao is sitting behind Rar. So if they go on him, it might be a bad day. Venge, not smoked up, but rotating around. And Jakiro just being a dick, as Jakiro is very good at doing. So I think they should have been doing some stacks for this Tide. He's going to have a hard time. They go on the Razor, though. Another hook landed from General Tao. This guy on Pudge is something else. Support Pudge, new meta. Fun to watch, too. Sorry, I missed that one. It's just died real quick. That's a lot of pure damage coming from them. That's 270, and then, was it like 6%? So 66 pure damage per right click on top of the 120. So it's a lot of damage. Pudge just finished the Tranquils. That said, a rotation coming through. They see the Pudge, and they're going to have to just go. Timbersaw does pull the creep wave, so they know exactly where they are. Amok's kind of in a rough spot. Venge doesn't have swap, so it's not too big of a deal. Going to get waved, screamed at. Pudge is looking for General Tao's, looking for that hook. Don't think he's going to find it yet. They all back out, and there's creeps all over the place. Fucking creeps. But Marana is going around. They just kind of sit here. They're forced back. I think they need to use the smoke that they got. Rotate up, because they need to go on this Luna. Terrorblade's been killed once. Luna does go for the Helm. Oh, and this is a great creep to have. Heals itself up and can pull from range with Shockwave, which is really nice. If there's a set of dragons, it's very easy to stack with. Very little micro required. You can actually just camp it here and shoot the Shockwave there, and it'll stack for you if there's a pair of dragons. I like to play Luna a little bit. She's about the only core I play, so what I like to do with her. Meanwhile, we do have the rotation. That said, Invis Rune is going to be the savior for Red Baron. Arrow throws out. Nice arrow. 5-second arrow is going to land, but unfortunately, there's no follow-up for it. Oh, it's a good arrow, buddy. Good arrow. Well thrown. But they didn't have the people in place. They weren't in range for a hook yet, so they decided not to force it, which I think is fine. When you're up a little bit, as they are, I imagine the graphs show. Yeah, they're up 1,500 experience to be expected from the kills. 2,000 gold, which is a little surprising. I guess I'm always looking at the one position farmers, which this Terrorblade quietly sitting up here getting a lot of room. I imagine he's going for, surely that's not a Diffusal, probably a Yasha into a Manta, which I like. I think rushing a Radiance on Terrorblades, well, it can be effective if you run it like Naga, is just, he doesn't have the escape spells. He needs to be his hero to be better rather than his illusions to farm better, if that makes sense. And I get that the Radiance is a lot of teamfight damage, but it's just... Oh, another kill. Is that the Pudge again? This guy on General Tao is just everywhere. So, but probably going for that. I mean, but this DPR has been getting a lot of farm. Got his 4-staff already and 1,500 gold in the bank, so finish out his treads. Maybe go into, I don't know, I don't really play OD a whole lot, so what? Maybe a Yule's for the extra mobility as well as a little bit of control. The mana would be alright for, and regen would be alright. Probably looking at something like a Sheeva's Guard or an Atos. Oh, meanwhile, mid. He's gonna get zapped down real quick. That wave of terror and the plasma field really hurts. Top lane, we've got General Tao. Throws out a hook! I think that's the first one I've seen him miss all game, so he's doing pretty good. And it's not about the ones he missed, it's about the ones he hit. Dendy said that, you can Google it. So, no Flamerino. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we got Amok. He's just gonna keep farming up. Pudge, I hear you saying things. Looks like he dismembered something. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he just dismembered a creep. They're pinging out Mirana. They know he's rotating out. Nice ward there. I wonder if he's going to start chucking arrows mid. I think Red Baron needs to sit in lane for a little bit. Get level 6 so they can gank a lot more effectively. We have a pause coming out from the Mirana. So we'll have to see. He's saying sorry, lags. Lots of lags. Check everybody's ping. And ooh, they are lagging. Lag is real. Oh, wait, what? Why did that disconnect me? Huh. Well, that was strange.
And we're back.
Huh. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean, I don't know what that was. I was just trying to check pings. I didn't think I clicked anything. But, should be good to go. Where was I? Mirana was sitting mid, needs to get level 6 so they can roam with that Moonlight Shadow. Because their ganks up until now have been good. Like, both these supports, like the Pudge especially, he's 2-1-1 and is a man. Is such a man. Is all that is man. Oh! What plays! That was just a thing of beauty. Good teamwork from these guys. They must practice a fair bit to be able to pull off some combos like that. I know it sounds really easy. It's like, oh, well, the Timbersaw was basically standing still and then got loose and beamed. But it requires a fair bit of teamwork to be able to do that. So it's impressive when people can pull it off. And like these guys, they know that they're not professional Dota players by any means, but they're still trying their best and giving it their all. And it's awesome when you can see things that they've practiced work out. Mirana is getting pinged out here. They got a really nice obs deep in there. Doing all right. General Tao has been rotating very well. He's now got that magical level 7, so that max range arrow coming out. What is the graph? And it's about 5,000 in favor of DP now as well. About 4,000 gold. Wait, was that? Yeah. Sorry. Almost 6,000 gold and 4,000 experience. They smoke up, but General Tao's there. He's invis. Nice 4-staff into the imprisonment, but looks like they just want to back off. They don't want to fight this. Meanwhile, they glyphed after it died. Luna was able to push down the tower, and I saw this earlier, and she's got like a quad stack going on here, but another imprisonment's coming out. Is there a Pudge hook waiting? It's off to the side. Let's see if he's gonna go for something. Throws at the hook, expecting movement, but blind hook, you know, they backed off. Meanwhile, Luna off on the side gets a solo kill with the level 2 Eclipse onto the poor Venge. Got all by himself. Check the stats again. So interestingly enough, I haven't seen this Tide or the Terrorblade rotate. Terrorblade's got his Yasha, so he's going to be farming well. He's still quite squishy, needs that ultimate orb before he gets any sort of health. And I think they're going to want to go in that. Another imprisonment comes on to General Tao. Arrows flies through. Hook lands though. Quick dismember, and whoa, with the Starstorm and an orb, Timbersaw melts. But good plays again, even with the ward up there. And Luna is just split pushing. Aquila's on. Yasha's in the bank. Trying to get another stack, but I think you've pretty much got this this camp max there, buddy. What is it? How many do we got here? One big dragon. I think this is a penta stack. One big dragon. Jeez. And I'm missing kills trying to count here, but I want to say that there's a 5 stack. It's at least it's for sure a 4. It might be a 5. There's one. I see 1 dragon and 2 lizards for sure, and the 1 golem. How many little golems are there? Okay, that's a 4 stack. Luna's gonna want to go and claim that pretty quick here. Maybe if he... Oh, and they finally pick off the OD. Swamp wasn't used, but must have... Yeah, liquid fire into the timber saw. So Luna's gonna want to go farm that up with a... probably find a better creep to have sit behind her. Maybe something along the lines of a an Ursa now that gives you the R regen. Or sorry, the attack speed, not the R regen. So desktop here probably looking to bait. Pudge throws out a hook. Oh, and it latches! Nice plays. He gets the dismember off as well before Terrorblade can sunder. And unfortunately, Catterday does drop down. He does have his ultimate orb now, though, and he has been farming very well. Luna's been keeping up with him, though. Now starting to clear out the stack, farming it very efficiently. Taking no damage. Just keeping the Satyr there for the extra health regen. Not to mention, oh, I guess the helm gives you a little regen too, so it's not too bad. I'm going to farm that up very quick, and that's going to be a lot of gold. That's the starter for BKB, and so once she gets BKB, quick Manta to follow, and then that's when you push base. That's when you go for tier 4s. Well, not tier 4s, but tier 3s. Moonlight Shadow comes out. He's going to just probably walk up and dismember. Yeah, onto the sexy Hick. Arrow comes through, but it's a little bit late. Ravage comes through, connects on all of them. The arrow, in the meantime, did hit the Jakiro. He's still stunned up. Nice hook onto the Venge, though, to finish him off. And Jakiro's going to be looking back. Timbersaw's going to look to finish this, though. Hits him with the Chakra, misses with the Chain, gets him with the Whirling Death. Ice Path comes out, misses. OD with the wraparound, though, blows up both of them. Wow, what an ultimate. Okay, so he did pick up a Mystic Staff. I missed that, but that hit hard. Fortunately, the tide did go down, but Rar is going to be happy with that. Bottom lane, though, Terrorblade's pushing, as Terrorblade does. Arrow hits on a creep. Oh my, Red Baron, you want to get out of there. Breaks him up with the leap. General Tao is going to drop to the right clicks of Catterday. And Amok's going down as well, underestimating the amount of damage that they can do between the... Oh, TPing out. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Underestimating the amount of damage between level 2 Eye of the Storm and a Terrorblade who's been farming for a very long time. Still very squishy. Meanwhile, top lane looks... Oh, and he's going to drop to the Timber Saw, just catching the end of it. Terrorblade TP's top, but Benja's going to go for it. And they're going to look to push this tier 1 as well. And this is their comeback mechanic. Sheever's Guard, this is how they're going to come back in this game, with the Terrorblade becoming unreal. They kind of have a window. They have to make it a certain length of time, and the Terrorblade will be online. Like, as you can see with the Illusion saying he hits for 200, though I was hitting for less, but he hits very hard already. When he pops that Metamorphosis, he's going to be hitting for over 200. He's got his Manta Style now, so he can push very well. Nice hook onto the... Razor there, gets the Dismember off as well, even throws out the Shockwave from the creep. Fury Baron pops his mech, pops his mech, arrow comes through and connects, and they get the kill. So nice plays coming up from the supports on the side of DP there. Excellent coordination, and a little bit of help from their, a little bit of micro help from their carry, getting that extra value Shockwave out there. Lots of pings coming out of the Mirana. Gonna grab that bounty room. Does have a bottle as well, so that's really nice. Another stack forming up for the Luna. And what I was mentioning earlier is they've got this window. They have to make it a certain point. And I want to say Luna's a very hard carry and very good at clearing up illusions with the Moonglaive and whatnot. But even so, Terrorblade is just... Luna can push a lane by herself well, but she can't really counter split pushes that well. She's very much a kind of a five death ball hero. I mean, she can split push okay herself, but she's not very good at like handling it herself usually. She doesn't have an escape mechanism. Oh, gets hit up, and they drop a Sentry Red on top for her. Magic Missile comes out, and a swap as well. Swaps her out. She's gonna run the other way, and she should go down. Latch comes on, but she manages to break stealth, And she's out of vision. They don't have another sentry for her. Moonlight Shadow's going to save her. She's got to TP out, though. The jukes are real. She's going to make it, and she does. Clutch Moonlight Shadow coming out from her ally. Who is that on the Marauder? That's Red Baron. Nice place from him, knowing to popping that, and then excellent jukes from Amok, realizing that they dropped the sentry and ran the other way. In the meantime, though, his team was able to pick up the top tower, so space created. There's more of an advantage going the way of his team. Everybody just coming up here. Pudge is looking for a hook. Got it. Gonna throw it. Oh, just tickles the Jakiro's tail. Just missing. They let Pingus come out. They know he's there. Gush onto the Jakiro. Ravage is up. No blink, but he does have a mech. And they see the Terrorblade. They want to go at him. That Terrorblade is cleaving through that Pudge, though. Almost goes down. Manages to get the mech as well. Arrow flies through. It's going to clip the Venge. Terrorblade's Metamorphosis wears off. Luna comes in, pops the Eclipse, not able to finish off the Jakiro. DPR drops the hammer, and they're going to look to go down. Sunder comes out from Catterday yet. He's going to be able to make it out. So far, only the Venge going down. General Tao threw out a hook, but he's just fishing. So they're going to sit out here, though, and camp it out. They've got a ward here so they can see where they are. Illusion being formed up by the Terrorblade. Another hook is off cooldown, and it lands on the Timbersaw. Whoo! General Tao dropping very low there from the Timbersaw's death throws, but they're able to get him. This Tidehunter's in a sad place, though. I think he's going to end up dropping, and there it is, finished off by the Razor's ultimate in the end. And they're going to go 1-for-1. Their offlaners trading there. Pudge in the top lane, almost getting hit by an Ice Path. Not quite, though. Chikyo really needs that Yule Scepter. Guarantee the Ice Path. Gets, oh, hook. Nope, thrown back the other way, but doesn't land. But Pudge is going to have to head all the way home now. And so I think that's okay. They did lose the Venge early on, but they kept their Terrorblade alive. He had a really nice Sunder, and they did lose the Timbersaw, but they got the Tide. So it's kind of a fairly even trade. As you can see, the gold graph is coming down slowly. Experience kind of arcing down as well. Edge is rotating back already. I guess he's got Trank, so feeling like he's got enough regen to hang out, but he's going to get hit by the Wave of Terror. Venge is going to look for this swap. He's got to be careful. Oh, and he blinks away. Comes off cooldown. Terrorblade, Manta? No, it wasn't. Was that a Manta style? Yeah, it was. Manta style is up, and he's got another ultimate orb. Pudge. Oh, just dismembering creeps. Farming up in the jungle. Terrorblade is going for that Eye of Scotty, so once he gets that, it'll be very difficult to kill him. He'll have a lot more health and just a lot more damage in general and effectiveness as it does go through BKB. How's Luna doing? Where's she on her BKB? Is it flying out to her now? And it is. That's good. She'll be happy with that. After this, really wants to finish off that Manta style. Manta style, maybe Satanic, maybe Butterfly, depending on what you want to go for. You're pretty common items for the Luna. Red Baron just kind of sitting here camping the rune. He's got a set of wards once more. He's going for a Yasha himself, so even the supports are built getting some items and getting some farm here. Good stuff. Desktop picks up a DD rune. Probably he doesn't have enough. He needs one more point in Kraken Shell, but with Gush Mass, he's a little more fighting build, but not as effective at farming. Because it wouldn't be bad for him to take this Ancient stack if he could. He could really use the catch-up farm, get his Blink Dagger, and the Luna can just farm the jungle continuously and not even worry about it. So, good stuff coming out from her. So both teams kind of on a bit of have a bit of a timing window to hit. The Terrorblade's getting very good farm, still leading net worth, but the Luna and the OD are right behind him, so only about 500, 600 behind at most. And so I think with these two farmed cores, they're going to be alright. And that is one thing I didn't mention. Oh, OD finished off the Scythe, so good for him. He just wants to back now. Unfortunately missed the stack, but he's got the Scythe now, so very good at dealing with the Terrorblade. Not to mention 76, 53, so 79, 129, 130 intelligence roughly if he swaps it, 120, 135, 138. That's going to do a lot of damage to the Terrorblade, who doesn't have all that much more. I guess, actually, he has a surprising amount. Ooh, Moonlight Shadow comes out. I don't think this was seen. They got no vision there. Hang is coming out onto the Razor, but that's from the Jakiro. Hang, get back, buddy. It's bad. And, yeah, they definitely know. That's very defensive. Pudge throws out a hook. They ping out that there's vision there, so they saw the Moonlight Shadow wear off. They might have even seen them fade. They're right on here, but I'll have to wait and see. Wow, I guess I can't really wait and see, but a bit unfortunate. Hook comes out, swing and a miss. Mox just sitting there tanking the tower. Arrow flies through. Gonna kind of see them, not really connect or anything, but Luna's just chipping away at this tower. And even though she doesn't have the most health, even with that BKB, kind of scary to go on. Tithe gets the Ravage off. It lands on 2, stops the Venge. Meanwhile, Pudge gets a hook onto the Razor, and he drops down. OD ult is dropped, and gonna finish off the Jakiro. Luna's ult comes through as well. Got tanked up by some illusions, but Catterdy gets a whole bunch of beams from it, and he's gonna drop in the end. It's a 5-man wipe. I didn't see what happened to the Venge in the meantime, but he must have just got cleaned up by the team, or the Timbersaw. I didn't see where he died as well, but probably it's from the OD ult. He does a lot of damage, especially when you don't have all that much intelligence. So excellent push from them, and this is going to be a lane of racks. The Jakiro and the Timbersaw have buyback, but they have to do it now. They don't have a glyph, unfortunately, though. That's a lane of racks. That's Luna. She hits your base real hard, and I think Sheever's guard are going to be a little bit of a loss for what to do next year. Good play coming out from DP, and that fight middle just showed not just if they played that fight really well, but also the item advantage. Like Rar's ulti, when he dropped the hammer, it blew up the 3 heroes that it hit, and then just the Pudge landing so many quality hooks. Has 12 stacks in Flesh Heap, so he's quite tanky. Rana's got some right click in a bit of a Yasha, and her magic nukes hit pretty hard as well. Tide had a pretty good Ravage to start it off on their own initiator, the Venge, and I think the Jakiro also got hit. But they lose their lane of racks, and they're gonna push in. DP's got 4,800 in the gold in the bank after that. They're probably trying to figure out what to buy. I imagine just going for the butterfly with that much gold, you just go straight into it. Not quite as tanky, but I mean, yes and no. You can get a lot through evasion as far as effective HP. And oh no, decides to go for the Manta. So still 2,600 gold in the bank, and I imagine that's all reliable. Meanwhile, they get a pick off on the Venge. Didn't even see that happening. So they're going to take this bottom tower quite quickly, and once this Manta gets out here, that's going to be very hard to defend. Oh, excuse me, boys. Sorry, sneezed and I didn't want to do it into the mic. I muted it before I did. I felt like that'd be very rude. I might do it again at a moment's notice without saying anything, because sometimes they come in 2s or 3s. As sneezes do. Rar's there, and that is... I can't believe I didn't even think of that. That's, wow, rip. Just kind of gets cleaned up by the Terrorblade there. That's unfortunate. Doesn't even have time to imprison. And Terrorblade's pushing very hard. He's going to look to take this tower. Like, he took the tower, sorry, but he's going to look to pressure this tier 3 here. DP is taking Roche, and I imagine they know, but there's not a lot they can do about it. Ooh. Wave of Terror comes out at the last second, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. It's too late for that. This one illusion's left, and all these creeps, they're doing quite a bit of damage to this tower. They're going to lose their tier 3. Glyph it! Oh no! They got to clear out these creeps in the catapult, though. That's a bit unfortunate. They should have popped the glyph and had someone come back a little earlier after the OD went down. As Terrorblade can do it again, that's a quick tower down into a Rax, because I mean the towers have a lot more health and armor than the ranged Rax, so if you can do that again, it'll be pretty solid. He's gonna have his oh crap, he's got his Scotty and another 2,200 gold in the bank already. Timbersaw picks up a Bloodstone, so good item for him. It's a little unfortunate because he has been dying a fair bit, so he'll have to stay alive in a couple fights and make sure that he gets these charges up. Jakiro's got a Yules now as well, so Ice Pass for days. What's Venge working on? And Venge is playing the hard 5. I know the feels, bro. I feel, yeah. Kind of what I do. Also on Venge. I love Venge. But, gonna get that Vengeance art up here. And Terrorblade, as he is all base damage. He's like, all his damage comes from stats. Oh, magic. A couple spells baited out there from the illusion. It's all good. Right on top of a ward, too. With the Vengeance R, that's 36% more damage for the Terrorblade, whose all his damage is stat damage. like from the metamorphosis, that applies to your base. It's not bonus damage, so it gets buffed up by the 36%. In days to come, like hours to come, I would like to see Venge maybe get a Vlad's as well. It's just a really solid item to have on a team in general for the push and the sustain and stuff like that and the damage. And Terrorblade will get the lifesteal when he's in melee form if he needs to fight through it, which is a bit of a bonus because usually Terrorblades, they pop Metamorphosis, they use it and they want it back. But with that, you can kind of stick around and do a significant amount of damage with the Vengeance Aura. I do like that you went for the medallion. It's unfortunate that they couldn't get Roche with it, but it is nice that she went for it. I think it's a good call. Amok's got an Eagle Song now, and Bot's coming out for him. So this Luna farming something fierce. What are their gold per minutes? I wonder. They're probably pretty solid. Yeah, 611 and 540, 550. So doing pretty well. Amok apparently literally can't even at the moment though. What is pathing? Net worth sitting. Terrorblade has dropped behind the Luna, which I think is going to be a little scary, because Terrorblade's usually, again, like that Naga Siren, where if your team's really poor, usually you're still sitting on top of the chart. And this experience lead is up to 15,000, and the gold is going to be nearing 20, so I think it's starting to look a little grim for Sheever's guard. They've just been kind of suffocated. Terrorblade's got 3,800 gold in the bank, so if he wants to go for maybe some sort of YOLO item, can, or just get that butterfly up on the board. But if they've taken a look at Luna in the last little bit, they'll know that she's going for one herself. They might want to go straight into a Monkey King bar. I know it doesn't really help the illusions damage that much or your split push, but at least your hero will be able to hit her, and he does hit very hard. And I mean, Luna's got 1,700 health, tanky but not unreal, not a Pudge or a Tide. Speaking of which, Tide does have a blink now. Not sure when you picked it up. Sure, it was a little bit ago. Marana's got a Mithril Hammer, so makes me think. Usually, if you go in BKB, you get the Ogre Club. If you go in Deso, you get a Mithril Hammer. Could be a Maelstrom too, though. I think that'd be a pretty solid item. Very effective item. Just pushing out lanes and damage in general from the procs. And then if you get a Mjolnir on it, you can put it on the Pudge or the Tide. Someone who likes to blink in. Timbersaw's got a DD rune, which is like the most unfortunate hero to have that on. You see that? Ravage comes out, Blink not even questioning it. He lands on 2. Nice OD ulti, and he refreshes it. I didn't even see that. He gets it up and going. Gets another Hex onto the Terrorblade, though. Terrorblade lives through, pops Manta. He hasn't sundered yet. Looking to get it. Gets it off on the OD, and OD's going to go down to this. Meanwhile, they turn their attention to the Tide, looking to finish him off. Luna's coming in, though. Got Eclipse and BKB ready. Pops the Eclipse, finishes off the Razor, and he's going to chase down this Terrorblade, and he's going to drop. Pudge finishes him off with one more hook. So buyback quickly on the Venge. Jakiro's going to drop. Terrorblade buys back as well. And I'm not sure they're going to want to push. They still have Aegis. I think they can go high ground on this. Pudge buys back. Does he have boots? He does. He's got bots. He's going to be coming right back, and they're going to want to go on this. He's keeping into the creep wave, and they're going to look to fight. Monk still has the Aegis. Butterfly, I think, on the Crow. Yeah. Nice fight coming out from DP. They got 2 buybacks, so even if they don't push, I mean the Pudge is kind of wasted, but oh, Blink Dismember is going to happen. They see it. They haven't gone for it yet. They know that the Venge is there and can swap. Tide blinks in. Doesn't get anything off. Unfortunately, that Terrorblade buying back. He does have his Eagle Song, but his item progression is going to be a little slower. He'd have had his Butterfly. Luna's now got has her Butterfly up as well, so she's hitting incredibly hard. And very difficult to kill. I would like to see Satanic next. I think would be really good. Go with that damage. Could also go Monkey King Bar herself to counter out the Terrorblade's eventual Eagle Song. Not Eagle Song. Butterfly. Words. Red Baron still hasn't picked up anything yet. Oh, another Mithril Hammer, so it is Desolator. Going for the to really blow people up and get that push potential going. Can really crack base then. Arrow. No, not going to hit anything. Pudge does blink forward. Throws out a hook. Ooh, just tickles the Razor. Meanwhile, Marana is just going to roam around. I can't believe I missed that Rar had managed to get that Refresher Orb. I've been focusing on the wrong heroes apparently. He's slowly getting a lot of farm. Razor close to an eggs. It's 700 away, but it's kind of unfortunately slow ags for him. He's had a tough game though. They really went hard on him early in the mid lane, and it really affected his mid game farm. Oh, Hook comes out, misses on everything. Ravage on 4 though. Eclipse onto coming through, and it kills the Jakiro and the Venge. Terrorblade is going ham though. He managed to drop that. The Outworld drops the ulti and finishes off the Timbersaw. Once a Hook goes out, kills an illusion. Catterday yet though, the lone survivor. He's kind of in no man's land here. Goes looking for TP out. Pudge doesn't know where it went. Doesn't have a TP to, or sorry, a hook to throw. Oh, get over here. And Luna's TPing top, decides to cancel it. They're gonna push bottom instead. Figure that somebody else did. Oh, did you just refresh? Yeah, I did. I think that's all right though. You want the ulti now, especially because the ulti is only like 25 seconds longer or shorter cooldown than the orb. So it's one of those ultis where you use it and then pop the orb, so the orb's on cooldown. Just get the orb on cooldown. Even if you don't use the ulti, it's fine. Manta popped, and they're gonna just be pushing high ground. Solution for solution. Hook onto the Timbersaw, and they get his member quickly canceled by the Jakiro. Ty throws out a gush. BKB popped by the Luna, and he's going ham. Finishes off the Timbersaw. Outworld second out completely kills the Venge and almost kills the Jakiro, but then he goes down to the Timbersaw, or sorry, the Terrorblade hook. Pudge gets another hook as well, but not sure that's something you want to grab. It's a little bit big of a fish. Mac coming out, and Luna's gonna be able to TP out. They got no way to cancel this. So she TPs to the lane. Mirana's already down there cleaning up the creeps. They got that tower though. And so another decent fight for DP. They get forced back, not able to finish up the game yet. But so far so good. Terrorblade's got that butterfly. So he's going to be happy with that. His effective HP will be much higher. I think Luna wants that Monkey King bar now. What do you get? Nope. It is going to be the Satanic, so... Budge, what are you doing, buddy? Just farming away with Rot at no health. Rip Budge. Amok's got the Satanic coming out towards him. Or will in a moment here. He's saving for buyback? No. He's got buyback. Yeah. So he's going to be very hard to kill. And his last item is going to be a Monkey King bar. Can almost guarantee. And he is now, I would say, almost the epitome of a tanky core. Satanic for the extra, kind of the extra life. BKB to just prevent the stuns. And then Manta as well. Butterfly for the evasion. No Monkey King bars on the enemy team. Venge and Mirana are going to run into each other. Stun comes out as well. That's a very low health Mirana. Unfortunately, Venge. I didn't even see this arrow's going to fly through. Going to miss. Land on the Jakiro, but not sure they want to go. Swaps the Mirana out, but she's just going to leap through. Oh, OD comes through, and this is going to be a very sad Vengeful Spirit. Oh! Lives! 15 health! Meanwhile, General Tao blinks forward and says, nope! One right click and toast. Tries to blink onto the Jakiro, but gets Yules before he can get anything off. Now he can't blink again. He's got a Force Staff. Oh! Sees him! Can he get the Rot dismembered? Oh! Not in time. The animation doesn't go through and doesn't kill him in base, so... In case you guys are wondering, Pudge's Dismember is point cast, so as long as he doesn't cancel the animation, it will still fire no matter where the other hero is on the map. Long Arrow's going to come through and stall that roast. This is going to be a very quick one, and they're probably going to look to push high ground off it. No minus armor to shoot through him, but oh, that pure damage. 201 pure damage. That Terrorblade, though, doing a lot of damage. I think he should have gone for that range Drax, but, I mean... doesn't quite finish it off. Yeah, but you should have gone for that ranged. Gonna send in an illusion. That's quickly cleaned up. OD's ulti doing 400 more damage to illusions. So you go for the range, you get that. Melee, not quite. Just had a little bit of extra health. It lived by the difference between the two in like total health. So I mean, it's one of those things. It's a little higher risk, but it's a better reward as well. They want to smoke. You want to smoke? You don't want to smoke. Razor picks up his egg, so he's starting to get farm. Probably wants a either a BKB now or a BKB or the refresher orb. Mind went blank for a moment there. Sorry, guys. Caterday's pushing around, and I still think that both of these cores, it's going to be a race for Monkey King Bar. I mean, Aluna's just going to farm up until she hasn't. The Aegis has expired, so she's doing a lot better off, and she's got a lot more gold towards it than this Terrorblade does. Both of them sitting at the top, but this Luna is just so fat. 2,800 net worth. Jeez, what's that gold per minute? 718. And I mean, normally you look at the Terrorblades and you go, holy crap, but that's 718 gold per minute. It's just very impressive. 407 last hits at 40 minutes. Fudge's a hook, doesn't get anything. And I'm not trying to take away anything from any of the other players here, but Amok has just put on a very good farming clinic. It's just been very impressive. Wave of Terror comes through, and they're going to look to just shoot through this tower. They got to go. Luna, you can't let Luna set up on your tower like this. Terrorblade's not going to split push fast enough. Butchlo's sort of hook, gets it on the Jakiro, but he goes down to the Ravage. OD comes through, drops the ulti, almost kills the two of them, the Razor and the Timbersaw, but unfortunately still getting hit by the lasso. Terrorblade's there, trying to get off. Already used the Sunder. And that's going to be the death of Fearboner as well. Buyback is up on the Terrorblade. They just call GG. Good game, well played, boys. And that was an excellent game coming from both teams. Sorry I kind of screwed up the a bit of the early draft with the camera there. My bad. But if you enjoyed the cast, you can follow me at Twitter at WolfDota, or you can follow me right here on Twitch, again at WolfDota. And the next game is going to be coming up in just a short amount of time, probably a couple minutes. Everyone's going to go to the can, grab a quick drink, and then we'll be back for game number 2 of this best of 2 round robin series in the AD2L Season 5. Thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.